Hello,
pen made a noise.
everybody.
Hello, everyone.
This is Sandbox episode 31.
31. That's a milestone episode.
Now, openly be it fans, you're probably
Yeah.
thinking, I like Sandbox, not Hitbox. Where's my favourite podcast gone? Don't worry.
Here it is.
Here it
I
is.
just realised they both end in box.
I only realised that yesterday, and
God, maybe that's our new branding.
I was annoyed at first because like, how did I not notice that? Because I thought I was really clever with the whole Hitbox naming. I was quite happy with that, and
That's
then
really
like,
funny.
but I'd already made the logo in the intro. Like, nope, we're running with it.
Well, you know what? You know what our movie podcast is going to be called?
Box office.
Box office. Oh man, we need to change the Openly Geek logo to just a box.
Can we? Can we please do that?
You know that game I played, Jira Box? We should do a podcast about the progress on that. Just because it ends in box.
So you've witnessed a brand new. I mean, we're all about the kind of design motif is loosely around pixels and stuff, and they are specifically squarical, and
They are square.
that is a flattened cube box.
Voxels are just boxes. You may as well call them voxels.
So we're going to just watch Jack drink some water.
Yeah, again.
I'm just enjoying my beer. I don't even. You've had it. You've seen it before. You've had it before. I'm drinking Hobgoblin Gold. Very, very simple.
I've never seen or had that.
You've never seen Hobgoblin?
I've never heard of Hobgoblin.
No. Okay.
You were angry at me then. No. It's Goblin with Hob on the front.
Very good. A solid gold legend, apparently. Very nice. Very, very nice.
Is it as good as Yorkshire Tea Gold?
It's probably on par. A bit more alcoholic though.
That's fair. So better. Oh, I thought you had like a wine glass, but it's got a flat bum.
I love the glass. Also hate it because of how it's really hard to clean.
That's fair.
I guess it's the same
Might be
with
your
most
hand in the
big
top.
wine glasses, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's big enough.
So today we've got a few items on the agenda. So we're gonna talk news first.
Yeah.
And the news we've got. I'm gonna start off with. So we've got a load of Detective Comic stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I want to start off with some juicy gossip.
Okay. We like that.
Tenacious gossip.
Oh. Scandalous.
Bit of scandal in there, actually. There is a bit of scandal. Well, today, apparently, now bear in mind, I'm always looking at, the latest news, shreds of info, especially Nintendo stuff.
Oh yeah.
There was a really kind of it was pretty crappy, but there was a really small Nintendo Direct today, and
you said about that.
it was only a little one. It wasn't the one I was talking about. It was only a little one. It was a shadow drop, and it wasn't. It was called a partner showcase, which they did have another one, a partner showcase last month, and it was rubbish, like really bad. There were 3 games in it. And they were all like, well, one of them was, I guess, good. It was Shin Megami Tensei 3, but that was it was a remaster of Shin Megami Tensei 3.
Yeah.
Uh,
Take it or leave it.
And then there was like a wrestling game. Anyway, today, this is hot off the press because I'm pretty sure it's just happened. Like,
oh boy,
I need to. We've got. I think it's 3 announcements again. Oh no, it's more than that. Okay, it happened like a few hours ago. Like 3 hours ago is when it happened.
Okay.
So they announced Final Fantasy Legend 1 to 3, no idea. Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, which I guess is kind of cool. The first one was like one of the first games on Switch, and a lot of people bought it because it was the first game on Switch.
That's very nice.
World of Tanks Blitz. Here we go. I know the game. I've never had to say it out loud, so prepare for some awful pronunciation.
Go for it.
The Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythmic Adventure Pack.
Okay.
And that's it.
Wait, this says Just Dance 2021 is also involved.
Okay, maybe that is also the case.
How could you miss Just Dance 2021? That's the most
To be honest,
exciting.
even if I did know that, I absolutely would have avoided talking about that.
That's
It's a stain on video games.
That's a big franchise.
So that's some like really hot news.
It's got Dua Lipa in it.
But it's really boring. What did you say?
I said it's got Dua Lipa on it. As
I
in
don't know
Just
what
Dance
that is.
2021 does.
Oh, I see. I need to see that.
Yeah.
I didn't realise they were still doing Just Dance games, but I should have known.
Oh, they're never going to stop those ones. We should do a whole series. We spend... Oh, right, Jamie. A completionist run of every Just Dance game. We dance every single song in every Just Dance game. Even on the Wii, when like motion control wasn't really there, so it was very hard to ace.
Oh god, it'd be such a fun stream to do.
Yeah,
if there were
and we
challenges
have to get,
involved.
like top marks on every single one.
Or you do a shot.
Blindfolded.
Yep.
Yeah, so
You have to go purely off of the sophisticated Wii remote vibration cues.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean that's a direct that's probably extremely exciting for very niche fandoms out there.
So a lot of speculation happened because they had this. As I said, this is the second partner showcase they've had.
Yeah.
And so some people were saying, hey, maybe this is because they can get rid of the crap and then come out with a really packed direct full of good stuff, right? Because there's always loads of crap in these directs too. Still haven't got that full fat direct. They haven't had a direct this entire year, which is unheard of. At the moment, the only confirmed game to be coming out on the Nintendo Switch, published by Nintendo, as in with a release date, is Pikmin 3, which itself is a re-release.
Yeah, I mean they've got still a lot of games that have been announced upcoming. We just haven't heard anything about in a long time.
Yep.
Intriguing. Like,
the
when's
rumor...
Just Dance 2022 scheduled for?
Oh, I mean, that's not Nintendo though. That's Ubisoft.
Oh, I still want to know.
That's besides the point.
That's besides the point, Jamie. You're missing the point completely.
There's a rumor. I won't talk much about it, but the rumor is that there will be a full fat direct on Friday, and they do sometimes announce directs with 24 hours notice. Usually it's 48 hours notice. So really, we want to see an announcement like kind of now. And
wait, what's the time difference between here and Japan?
I feel like they always change their mind when they want to, what time they do these directs. Sometimes sometimes they're in the middle of the day, sometimes they're in the evening. There's no real logic to it. I think they just I think they have a rotation of US time zones.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. I actually think that's how they do it.
That's pretty funny.
So,
appeal to everyone. I heard another theory that everyone in Nintendo got COVID. I didn't really.
Quite possible.
Maybe.
I mean, it would explain the lack of anything.
Oh, those poor souls.
I was expecting some good things from Doug Bowser. So far, Nothing.
Yeah, they had to have not leaned into the Bowser thing nearly enough.
They had the whole funny reveal. And it's like, oh, they're doing the joke. They got the Bowser.
Yeah.
That's it.
They didn't really though.
I wanted
They
him to like subtly throw in like anti-Mario propaganda into his
Yeah,
speeches.
all they've done is he did one speech where Mario was tied up in the background, but it was very small, like a little Easter egg that you had to like look out for. But they should have just straight up. They should have done like the Year of Bowser, where they re-released Bowser's Inside Story, and like 100 Bowser only games. Or they just don't release any Mario games for the entirety of Doug Bowser's reign.
They should have just called. No, they released Paper Mario this year.
He should have changed his name to Doug Mario.
Legally speaking, yes, they should have done that. Do you reckon Bowser would be anti-Nintendo? Or do you think that's a bit?
Because they give him the power to reign.
Yeah, but they also like he loses all the time, and like they want him to be beaten up by kids, you know.
Technically, he's not beaten up by kids. I would wager that he is younger than Mario. I'm gonna Google how old is Bowser.
I didn't mean. I wasn't insinuating that Mario and Luigi were kids.
Children. They are sometimes, I guess.
They're not. Mario and Luigi have never been children except for when they were babies.
Oh, I'd count a baby as a child. So if you count his birthday as 1985, he's 35 years old. That's the official ruling on his age.
All right.
Therefore, he's younger than Mario because Mario's first appearance was in Donkey Kong.
I don't think either of those creatures have aged, and I don't think Mario. I mean, Mario is. This is the thing, actually. I was reading about this week. Nintendo keep changing their mind on whether Mario is human or not. Sometimes they say he is. Other times they say he's like an alien.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Mario Odyssey confirms he's not human, right?
You'd have thought so.
And Peach
But then
looks human.
I hate how Pauline exists.
Human.
Like,
I don't know. She's kind of in the middle, I guess.
she's like a crossbreed.
In
Mario's.
fact, she's not really. She's not at all because the women human NPCs in Mario Odyssey look like photorealistic, but Pauline looks more like the princesses who look cartoony.
I know, but they're so humanoid. Like Mario, I'll excuse. Mario is really small, but like,
yeah,
which I appreciate. There are people who are small humans, right?
Yeah.
I think Pauline's borderline. Anyway, this is a little bit.
Can I just say one more thing before we move on?
Definitely.
SpongeBob SquarePants is 13 years old. Well, he was in 1999 because you see his ID and it has his birthday. So assuming he doesn't age, he's 13.
I assume that sponges must have a very different cycle of maturity to humans.
I mean, that was 21 years ago, so if not, he's 34.
I'd believe 34. Same age as Bowser.
Is that what we said? I think that is.
I'm pretty sure it is.
He was 35.
Oh.
Bowser is slightly older than SpongeBob SquarePants.
And everyone knows that older means better.
They went to the same school, but Bowser was just the year above.
They were actually on the same evolutionary track at one point, but they split off. Patrick is actually more, evolutionary speaking, closer to Bowser.
Patrick is Bowser Jr.'s mum.
This is nonsense now.
Yeah, let's move on. That's gaming news.
Right. One slight more switch thing is that there was a small rumor that there's going to be a new model of the Switch. Before, with these types of leaks,
Heavy?
The Switch Heavy, same thing, but it helps you gain muscle.
It's got loads of ball bearings inside.
Not even loads. It's like 50 grams heavier.
So, oh, this is subconsciously heavier.
Um, the the thing, the rumor, the leak, whatever it might
Yeah.
be, says that it's gonna have like more interactive options
Okay.
or something. A bit weird.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move on from that because it's weird.
Because you don't know anything.
The last non DC thing
Yeah.
is Nvidia are like 100% of they are showing their new line of gaming GPUs on
Yeah.
the 1st of September,
That's very exciting.
which I'm hyped for. I'm
Yeah.
not particularly hyped for the price. I really hope they're affordable.
Oh man, they probably won't be. At least not yet.
I don't know why. Don't know why they do that. So many people are going to buy a PlayStation 5
Yeah.
rather than shell out like
£1,300 per component.
it's not even that's like actually the truth.
Yeah, I wasn't being too hyperbolic there.
So tell me about DC, Jack.
I didn't. Okay, let's start with games.
I don't wanna.
I don't wanna. So I didn't actually watch the thing. I just watched all the trailers after the fact.
Yes.
Most of which you sent me. So the two games we have are Kill the Suicide Squad
No.
and what's it called? Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and Gotham City Sidekick Inspectors. What was it called?
Inspectors. It's called Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights. I was close. A knight is just an inspector with a promotion. Yeah, so we had very cinematic trailers for both, but Arkham Knights we saw a lot more gameplay, by which I mean some.
Yeah.
They both look. I mean, from Suicide Squad, I got kind of a Borderlandsy vibe.
Sure. Yeah.
Did you get that? Obviously, it's hard to say anything about the game because it's just a cinematic trailer, but I thought the characters and the tone was good. So if they keep to that tone, that would be a very fun game. I feel
A little bit cringe.
maybe a little bit. I don't know. I feel like they're kind of. I quite like a bit of a cheesy Batman interpretation.
I like cheese, but not 4 minutes of just cheese and no gameplay.
Yeah. I mean, I would obviously hold out most judgment of when we see actual gameplay, but you know, as far as a cinematic trailer goes, I thought it was pretty entertaining. Gotham Knights intrigued me more though, because we saw gameplay, and I really like the idea of the 4 sidekicks, all different. You never play as any of those. They don't really have much media around them.
No, I had to Google one of them. I think it was
Red Hood.
Red Hood, yeah.
Yeah. He's well, I guess he's pretty niche. Yeah. So the plot of that is Batman dies, and then Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, and Red Hood have to like fill the void, and they all have different powers and stuff. Everyone was memeing on it because he says, "Oh, the tech's a little outdated," and then it cuts to Robin teleporting and turning invisible. But yeah, everyone's also expecting a reveal that Batman isn't dead,
Oh, he's not dead.
or that he's a secret villain, which is just preposterous.
If he's a secret villain, they'll tie it into the Suicide Squad game because all of the superheroes have been taken over.
I've heard that these are both in the same universe, and they both carry on from the Batman Arkham games.
Pretty cool.
That does seem cool, but it also seems very confusing to me But I guess we'll see how that happens.
Well,
Yeah, I think I said this to you. They both look weirdly similar. They both look like, I mean, obviously we don't know the gameplay of Suicide Squad, but both trailers are like four people getting their showcase, showing off their different skills. I
I
don't know.
don't. I'm
I just
intrigued
like,
to find out how a Suicide Squad game works,
mm,
because what I really, really don't want it to be
mm,
is Marvel's Avengers, but
yeah.
DC. And
Oh man, we've seen more of that game now. It's been great.
Rocksteady's, previous Batman games have been very obviously single player orientated because
Mm,
you play as Batman. But
mm.
how are you going to play as the Suicide Squad? How is that going to work?
I think you just choose. I don't know. That's why I think Borderlands, like, you choose one and then team up with other people.
You know,
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
actually, you saying that has got me hyped. Actually, that's actually a
Okay,
pretty good
I'm
idea.
game mayor.
I like that.
So you've got Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, Shark. Is that
King Shark.
is his name King
It's
Shark?
King Shark, yeah.
It is King Shark.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know a couple of shark-orientated Batman villains, but I don't know King Shark.
Yeah, apparently they're really
I know
pushing King
like
Shark at the moment. He's in the new Suicide Squad movie as well.
he's being played by Pete Davidson. He is called King Shark, Gorilla Grodd. Oh, these are hilarious. Um, oh, there are theories that Taika Waititi is playing King Shark,
Yes.
but I feel like has he not already been announced who's playing him? We won't get into that. Um, yeah, two pretty intriguing looking games. We'll see what happens. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, same as yours, really. Uh, I don't. I'm a bit skeptical about Gotham Knights.
Yeah,
It's WB Montreal, I believe, are making that. Their last game
yeah,
was Batman Arkham Origins, which was like good. Uh,
yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm
I mean,
not
it looks like the
hyped for
combat
it.
could be good and quite dynamic, but it also looks a bit repetitive.
It
I'm not sure.
does.
Like
I'm
the four characters didn't really look like they control differently at all.
I'm quite no. They look very same. Um,
Yeah,
I'm hyped for the concept
yeah,
of a Suicide Squad game made by Rocksteady,
yeah.
but I'm very nervous about that. Uh,
I like the members they picked.
Also, I'm this is not even anything to do with Rocksteady.
Mm,
But in that trailer, the end of it, they see Superman fly up,
yeah,
and he's pissed.
he's evil.
How? I mean, they're dead then, right? They're dead.
I mean, yeah, this is saving like any media where Superman's evil. It's like,
It's
well, how do they get away from that?
there's nothing. Like he could shriek. He could literally go ah, and their heads would blow up. Like he can do that. He can actually do that.
He could just he could just heat vision all of them. He could just move so fast that they will just die. He could just run at them really fast.
There are
Doesn't even
so
have to
many
fight.
ways that he could like kill them very
And then
very
Harley Quinn
quickly.
gets out of there with a mean backflip.
Harley Quinn just about lifts her arm, like in anticipation, like
Oh man, everyone has kryptonite because even though it's like the other side of the universe, a lot of it made it to Earth.
it makes sense. The thing is, other than that trailer, it makes sense because the Suicide Squad could be like an underground, hidden away type thing, like you have with the boys.
Yeah,
That makes sense because if the superheroes don't know who you
don't know
are
about
or
it.
where you are, then you can kind of do that.
Yeah,
Like for example, procure kryptonite, which I
yeah.
can imagine is quite difficult to do.
Oh, it seems to be pretty easy
Well, yes,
from everything I've seen with Superman in it. Yeah, I mean, I want to see a Suicide Squad story like the animated movie, where it's just Joker takes over Arkham Asylum, and then the Suicide Squad have to help Batman, take down the Joker.
Yeah.
Because it's like in all their best interests. Like, just do something small scale.
I know.
Why are they fighting Superman or Enchantress?
But the thing is, though, it's called Kill the Justice League. So we're talking. So Superman, obviously invincible.
Wonder Woman.
We got Wonder Woman, equally invincible. Green Lantern, equally invincible. Like Jesus.
Aquaman is actually equally invincible.
Sure.
People tend to think he's like a joke character, but he's like, I'm pretty sure he's as strong as Superman sometimes.
It is pretty strong, yeah. I mean, the list goes on.
Crazy.
I mean, even Batman.
Fighting Batman.
Even Batman alone would be quite tricky for them.
Just Robin.
And he's just a guy, Robin.
Dick Grayson, before he became Robin, he's just a kid at the circus.
But you can't kill him because he's a child.
Oh, this guy's tough. Yeah, it's probably their code. But yeah, I liked the 4 members of the Suicide Squad that they picked. I thought that was fun.
Yes. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We need some gameplay for that. And now we should get into the meat of the DC reveals.
Yeah. Go on.
The Batman movie, which we've spoken about before because we're both very excited for it. And now we're both more excited for it because we have a trailer. And the trailer is apparently edited with only 25% of the footage because that's all they filmed before lockdown. Which is very impressive because it felt like we got a lot of footage. And that would be an incredible trailer even if it's the final trailer. So that's all good. They're continuing to film in September. It's still due next year. If we presume that the question marks at the end of the trailer are 2s. It said question mark 0, question mark 1. The assumption is that that's 2021. It could be 2091. Yeah, so we got Robert Pattinson as Batman. Looks great. I love Robert Pattinson. He's like one of my favorite actors at the moment, and I've been very excited to see that. Yeah, I mean, you see a whole lot, but what you see is good. Okay, my favorite thing this whole trailer, which seems dumb and inconsequential, he takes off his helmet and he's got black eye makeup on, and it's kind of like dripping down from like rain or sweat or something, and he looks deranged but also badass, which is what he is, because he's like 22 or 23, I think, in his film. Yeah. It's his second year into being Batman. Yeah. So he's still just like an angry, crazy, like young guy who's like going around violently punching people.
Clearly with way too much time and money.
Yeah, and like he's still like a vigilante. The police still aren't working with him. And yeah, he just looks mental. And there's a bit at the end where a goon is like, "Oh, what are you supposed to be?" And he just like goes down.
Yeah.
They don't cut. There's no cutting. He just punches this guy in the face violently and repeatedly, and it's like horrifying. And one of the other goons is on looking like he's about to cry, like, "Oh God, we're gonna get killed by this maniac." And then he says, "I'm vengeance," in a very nice Batman voice.
It looks sick, but
yeah.
So I like what you said about the eye makeup, because it's true. You don't see it. You don't see the logistics behind Batman very often. I do think that for as good as the Dark Knight trilogy is, I did find it slightly ridiculous how easy it was for him to get changed. Like specifically, the dinner scene in Dark Knight.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Because it's just like, are you kidding? Like, he has like a little suitcase or something.
But Iron Man.
That's
puts his hand in it and it goes around his body.
Yeah, but realistically, to put on that, I mean, you know, if we're being generous here, it's probably like an hour. Like, he's got like proper all sorts of like flaps and stupid crap to like put on his wrists and.
Yeah, I mean, at a minimum, that's 10 to 15 minutes if he's just putting on the least of what he needs.
Sure.
Yeah. No, yeah. Because people say that it's like a very realistic, gritty take on Batman, which it is definitely more so to what we've seen in the past. But it's still a Christopher Nolan blockbuster, and it's still a very big, spectacular movie, which obviously isn't a bad thing. It doesn't need to be uber realistic. It's a Batman film. But this looks like an actually realistic version, which is what I think is
It's about time.
It
I've
looks
wanted this
good.
movie for such a long time now.
It looks like an A24 indie movie. So exciting, especially the cast. The cast is great. You got Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. I don't think we got any lines from him, but look good. Andy Serkis, you heard his voice, Alfred, which I think will be good.
I can't remember what he said, but I love how gruff he is.
Popular.
It's just like, usually Alfred's kind of, restrained, and I can imagine Andy Serkis. You get back to the, expecting your dinner to be made, the table to be laid. He's actually pissed with a pint in his hand. Comes in unshowered, like, I'm imagining, you're my butler. What's he? Oh, hello, Wayne. Yeah.
He keeps referencing Michael Caine from The Dark Knight. He's like, why do we fall, Master Wayne? And then he just falls over because he's drunk. No, I want to see Andy Serkis in character as Ulysses Claw from the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Who's like that?
South African accent and all. He's got like a...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from Black Panther and Age of Ultron. I just suddenly realised, I was going to say, he should be Caesar. I just realised that this is by the maker of the Planet of the Apes film. And that's probably why Andy Serkis is in it.
That's really interesting.
Did the, Dawn and Rise of the Planet of the Apes. No, Rise and War for the Planet of the Apes, I think he did, Matt Reeves. Paul Dano is another actor who I really love, who I would love to see in more films, and he's playing the Riddler.
I'm really looking for. I think he's going to be really, really good at that.
Yeah, we didn't see any of him properly. But...
Again, the Riddler. What are they doing with the Riddler as a character? Like, about time.
It makes sense. Why have they never done that before?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell it's heavily inspired by the film Seven. Like, it just looks like a serial killer murder mystery, which is great.
It's a detective movie. It's a detective. Exactly. He's meant to be a detective. Come on.
World's greatest detective. And Matt Reeves has said that for a long time, that he wants to make it a detective film.
That's cool.
Showcase Batman being a detective because his nickname is the world's greatest detective, and he never does any detective things in his movies. Did you see the panel with Matt Reeves?
No, actually, I didn't.
I saw a little bit of that, and that was very encouraging, I guess, because he just seemed so excited the whole time, and he spoke with so much passion.
Oh, so that was that's really what you cool. Want.
Yeah, cool. He seems like extremely devoted to this, so that's a lot of fun. Like, he really loves Batman and wants to make a cool Batman film.
It's got to be a lot of pressure,
for sure,
because
it's the first Batman solo movie since Christopher Nolan.
Well, that obviously, and also the fact that just for any superhero movie, really, the people watching your movie, there'll be a huge number of them who know way more about the source material than you do.
Yeah.
And it's like, you've got to make this movie convincing, and you've got to try to convince them that actually you know more than them when they don't. There's no way. There's plenty. There's like hundreds of superfans, thousands, and it's a lot of pressure for them to get it right. So it's good that they're passionate.
One thing I like about, he keeps saying, like, I've been referring to this film and stuff. Like, he's talking about other films he's watched to help him make this, and I feel like people never say that when they're making a superhero film. They always say, like, oh, I've been looking at this comic and this comic.
Yeah.
But I think that's why it looks like, it doesn't really look like a Batman film. It just looks like a good crime film.
It needs to be like that. It needs to be like that because you look at Batman versus Superman, and it's just like they forgot that they're making a movie, and they're trying so hard
to adapt as many comic books as possible.
Yeah, they really, and that Batman. I mean, you were just saying how he doesn't detect anymore, but like Batman versus Superman, not even like, I don't even think he even identifies an object. Like, he's a completely different character. He's just like, I don't know. He's kind of like the quintessential kind of Batman-y, superhero-y person from the comics, but not an actual cool character. It's really weird.
What do you mean, Ben Affleck's Batman?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'd say that. I kind of had a realization recently that I really didn't really like Ben Affleck's Batman. I mean, I think
It's
Ben Affleck.
boring. There's nothing to it.
Yeah, like I think Ben Affleck could be a really great Batman, but I think just the script and everything else, he didn't have
Ben Affleck's
really.
just cursed with being in mediocre movies.
Other than Gone Girl,
Yeah,
yeah, he's just.
that's probably like the only example though.
Yeah, I mean that's probably way more. That's all I can think. But yeah, like it's just very. I don't know. It just there's not really anything special about his Batman. Just quite sad.
And there can't be in a movie which is supposed to be a sequel to Superman, has Wonder Woman in it. Oh, and by the way, we're going to shove in Cyborg at the end, and like anyway.
Yeah, I feel like all the others were far more iconic. Val Kilmer, Michael Keaton, Adam West.
Oh, I'm so excited to see
They've all got like a thing.
Rob Pattinson.
It's gonna be good. And I really like that Zoe Kravitz is playing Catwoman because she's voiced Catwoman a lot and she's always good at that.
That's
like
very,
Zoe
very
Kravitz.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine if they someday got Mark Hamill to actually be a live action
Joker.
like.
Yeah, I would genuinely enjoy that.
That is an iconic Joker voice. That is the Joker voice.
Big old chubby Joker. You don't need him to be thin.
Well, if Joaquin Phoenix doesn't want to, if he doesn't want to reprise his role as Joker, you could have Hamill just be old, yeah.
The funny thing about that is Joaquin Phoenix wanted to put on a load of weight for the Joker. He wanted to be like really fat, but then I don't know, the director or someone said no, we want you to be really thin.
Yeah,
so
wow.
he just lost his weight instead. But that would have been quite interesting to see.
I think they made a good call though on that. I think it better. Yeah.
I think it works. You got kind of a machinist vibe when he's doing some of the dancing and stuff. Yeah. Oh, John Turturro is also in this film. I think he's playing Falcone. I can't remember. He's one of the crime bosses, and I really like John Turturro. He played Jon Stone in The Night Of, and other things. And Colin Farrell was the Penguin. We only saw a quick screenshot.
It's so obvious. I just thought it was a random goon, but then when you look at the screenshot, it's like that's clearly, obviously Penguin, but not Colin Farrell though. That whoa, that's weird.
It looks like a cool Penguin. It doesn't look like Colin Farrell.
Not at all.
A lot of people are saying it looks like Richard Kind, which is really funny because it does. And I'm pretty sure he played the mayor in Gotham, the TV show. I would have quite liked it if they got Danny DeVito back to play Penguin.
They had some there's some really good castings for the old Batman movies.
Yeah. Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
Jim Carrey as the Riddler is so good, and although he's gone off the rails these days, I would also love to see him back as an old Riddler. That'd be awesome.
You know what I want to see?
What?
Arnold Schwarzenegger as Frozone.
I was just about to say Arnold Schwarzenegger,
He
but
has the same unrealistic powers, but in this Batman film, the same special effects he used.
Can you imagine? It's like a realistic detective movie, and just Mr. Freeze comes in.
What killed off the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
No, my problem.
True, Frozone. You're a scientist.
It's not Frozone.
Mr. Freeze. I watched Incredibles 2 the other day.
I started doubting myself then. Yeah, my problem with him is that he's like both a good casting choice and terrible, because Mr. Freeze is not, his character is, he's a scientist. He's like a smart,
he's like sensitive.
Yeah. Whereas
I mean, Arnie is, but he doesn't play sensitive.
No, he does not.
That's great. Yeah, at the time when he was a big action hero, going around shooting people, they made him the bulky Mr. Freeze who could barely move and quipped scientifically inaccurate ice puns. Yeah, we're very excited for this film. It looks great. I like the red and black color scheme they're going for.
Oh
And
yeah, same, yeah.
even like the Batmobile, it just looks like a pretty realistic modded car that a
Sure.
rich person would very easily be able to attain.
When is this set?
When I think it's just modern day, as far as I
Okay.
know. I could be wrong. He has a grappling hook, which I found interesting. I didn't think he would.
I didn't
There's
clock
a scene
that,
where
to
he's
be
ramping
honest.
up through loads of flights of stairs, loads of
I
police
feel like
like running
I
at.
just associate Batman with grappling hooks, so I kind of just didn't
Well, yeah,
think
that's
about
the
it.
thing. When I saw it, I didn't register it. But then someone mentioned, "Oh, he's got a grappling hook," and I was like, "Oh yeah, that is quite interesting." Because that just seems so like campy. I'll be intrigued to see. I don't know. I feel like that would just be jarring in
No,
a realistic setting.
grappling hooks are like, if grappling hooks exist, then
Exist.
you're gonna use that to
Yeah,
get
yeah, yeah.
around.
Yeah, I'm just intrigued. I mean, I'm assuming it's not going to be like the back claw, where it's like, that grabs a pipe and he just flies up. Yeah, I don't know. That was just something I thought interesting. See how they do that. Yeah,
There's a couple of other movies I want to quickly run by you, if
go
you're
for it.
done with Batman.
Yeah, yeah, we can go. We can go ahead.
Um, Zack Snyder cut
Yeah,
of Justice League.
I've heard
Uh,
a lot about
I haven't even seen the first ones, they're like the original cut. So
that. Oh my
okay,
god, I haven't. That's really weird.
I have no interest in it. I haven't
Yeah,
seen any of the DCU movies after Batman v Superman. I haven't seen any of them. None of them interest me in the slightest.
I don't know if I have
Wonder Woman.
Aquaman, Justice League.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of them.
There's a
Pretty
Flash.
crazy.
There's a Flash movie coming out, which is going to have Ben Affleck's Batman in, which is bizarre.
And it's gonna have Michael Keaton's Batman in,
Yeah, I heard.
which, I mean, I'll pay full price ticket to see Michael Keaton reprise his role as
I don't.
Batman.
That'd be really cool, but I don't quite understand what they're going for here.
Me
It's
neither.
like
But I
they
really
want the
hope that
DCU, but they also don't at the same time. It's
they
like
want everything.
they've made these movies
Yeah,
and they're going, right, well, we're not going to stop making them. They're already basically made. I guess we'll just release it and then kind of pretend that nobody cares. Like, okay, just going to throw it in there. The other movie is The Suicide Squad.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it doesn't interest me. I hate the name.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
It has a very good cast, I seem to remember. It's got a pretty good cast. Here we go. We got Pete Davidson. That's pretty interesting. We got John Cena. We got Idris Elba, Nathan, Taika Waititi, Michael Rooker, Peter Capaldi, Sean Gunn.
Jack,
God,
it would
the
have
only
all
people
the
reprising their roles are Margot Robbie, Joel Kinnaman, Jai Courtney, and Viola Davis.
it's basically completely separate. That's the whole point. They're basically rebooting it. But the problem I have is that they're rebooting it and also keeping some of the original characters in for some reason.
Wait, Idris Elba is playing Deadshot? Is that true?
No,
They just... Is that not true?
no, I don't think so. There's nothing Deadshot's in it at all, is he?
Oh no, he's playing Bloodsport.
Yeah.
Oh god, I thought they just replaced Will Smith with Idris Elba.
Can you
This will make
imagine?
it better. Okay, that's a bit better. My aneurysm healed. Yeah, I just really hope that Will Arnett appears in the Flash movie.
Who, sorry?
Will Arnett, he voices Lego Batman.
Oh, no, that'd be
Oh,
sick.
But I want Will Arnett dressed as Lego Batman in like a crude cardboard costume.
Hey, if they're going to do like a multiverse thing here, which they are, just go Lego. Like the Flash just becomes Lego, turns into
Totally.
Lego.
They could do like a 15-20 minute Lego set.
15, 20 minutes? I was thinking more like a minute.
Oh, I was thinking like a fifth of the film is Lego.
That's way too much.
Like they travel to all the different universes and one of them's Lego. That'd be great. So is that next year, the Flash movie?
I think it's 2022.
No, you're right. It is 2022 because we also have Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness and Into the Spider-Verse 2. So it's going to be the year of
That's
multiverse.
actually happening.
Into the Spider-Verse 2, yeah. I'm pretty sure they confirmed that.
Ooh.
Confirm that. I don't want to spread fake news. Yeah, 2022.
Oh, I like me a multiverse. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to have 3 superhero franchises with multiverse. And there are theories which I think hold no weight, but I'm going to spread it anyway. There are theories that Tobey Maguire is going to voice a Spider-Man.
Please happen. That would be so good. I mean, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is debatably already in that movie as just like the generic failed Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, they should just get everyone who's played Spider-Man voice and Spider-Man because it's like, it's canon, it's multiverse. Get Andrew Garfield, get Tom Holland, get them all.
Oh, I'd love that so much.
I mean, I'm excited for that. I don't care what the plot is. I'm assuming it's going to be great and fun.
I think Doctor Strange, I wonder what they're going to do with that, because, you know, you're throwing around multiverse. I'm expecting, like, I want full fat multiverse. I want to see some characters that you wouldn't expect to see. Like, for example, Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man.
Yeah, from like another universe.
He lived.
I'm really expecting that to lead into the X-Men, but I don't know if that's just, I don't know, maybe not.
You know, if they do that, they literally could just take Hugh Jackman and put him into, and that's what they do. They get Ian McKellen. I don't even know if he's really in it anymore. Patrick Stewart.
Yeah. And
then they'd be done. Like the rest of the characters. Hey, Deadpool. All right, they'll take Ryan Reynolds as well. They'll take Ryan Reynolds, even though I don't think. No, because that would be a different. I don't even understand that. Like, Deadpool is canon to the X-Men universe, and yet there exists 2 Deadpools, both played by Ryan Reynolds.
Also, Ryan Reynolds, the actor, is canon.
Can you say that again? You cut out then.
I said Ryan Reynolds, the actor, is canon in the Deadpool. Because he kills himself at the end of Deadpool 2.
I've not seen Deadpool 2.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, it's not a spoiler. It's just a joke that Ryan Reynolds is reading the script to the Green Lantern, and he's like, "I love it," and then Deadpool comes up and shoots him in the head.
That's really funny.
Also, another thing I just remembered: base theory. Sam Raimi is directing Doctor Strange Multiverse. So there's theories that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is also going to appear there because it's the same director.
Why not? Let's just go. The people want Tobey Maguire. Let's bring him back.
I really want Tobey Maguire. I would love to see Tobey Maguire in the MCU. I want him to be Uncle Ben.
Sure.
Doctor Strange uses the multiverse to bring
That's
Uncle Ben
the
back
thing,
to life.
Jack. If we could still have Tobey Maguire in the Marvel universe, because he hasn't been in it yet. What's he been in, like, at all recently? Like, what movies has Tobey Maguire been in?
The last thing I remember him in was The Great Gatsby.
Oh, wow. That was a while ago.
One of the top questions, if you Google Doctor Strange in the Multiverse, is Tobey Maguire in Doctor 2? People
love it.
People love Tobey Maguire, rightfully so. He's got Spider-Man's. We need Nickelback to do another film.
Another what film?
Nickelback needs to do a song for another Marvel film. They did Hero.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Can we just have Nickelback do the entire soundtrack, please?
Obviously. It seems like the last film he was in was Boss Baby.
That was a while ago, though. He has been really inactive.
He was also in The Best Enemies. He Runs a Marathon and The Violent Heart. It looks like he's been doing a lot of indie films.
Boss Baby was like 3 years after his last movie. That's really weird. Wow.
He's been doing some very small films.
Huh.
Very interesting. Good on you, Tobe. Glad you're still working. I bet he still makes a bank from Spider-Man, but who knows?
He probably does.
Right. Do you want to scurry on out of here and on to the next topic?
Yeah. So the next topic is what we've been playing.
Yeah.
I have actually got quite an extensive list, happily enough.
I don't for playing.
I won't completely drown you in what I've been playing.
Cool. We'll do a lightning round.
I'll list them and I'll pick one to talk about.
Okay. Maybe I should pick it.
Okay. I like that. I've been playing Fall Guys.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
With my brother, which was really fun.
That's very nice.
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
And Flight Sim 2020.
No, I'd quite like to talk about a lot of those. However, I've also been playing Fall Guys. So I feel like 2 birds in 1 stone is a good way to do it.
Alright.
I like Fall Guys a lot. I think it's the funnest battle royale game I've ever played.
It's really... Okay, so obviously you can't play it for that long, but it is really fun and very original, and I really like it.
Yeah, and it's just quick in and out.
It's a really fun game to play. Yeah, like I said, just 20 minutes, just kind of have a few rounds. Yeah, really fun.
I think it'd be far funner with friends. I've only played it on my own and I've really enjoyed it. I think we should play it together as well. It's just really stupid and really funny, and it's like genuinely really tense. It makes me feel things. That's what I need.
I get very, very tense on like the last round.
Oh god, I hate the one where the goo's rising and you have to go up the obstacles. There's that bit with the round yellow tubes you have to walk on. I always fall down.
Yeah, I actually, admittedly, I haven't played the game that much, but I've never actually finished that particular one.
Really? I have now because I've played it enough to master that level. I haven't played it a whole lot though, to be fair. I think my main criticism would be you unlock things too slowly. It feels like
really
a massive grind to unlock the slightest cosmetic.
For a game like that, I don't want to be playing that for hours on end. That's not what it's about. So
it's obviously just because I want you to spend money to get the cosmetics, but have paid cosmetics and then unlockable ones that you can unlock quite quickly. You could do like infinite cosmetics. It's not like there's any limit to what your character can dress up as. It's just a bean. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 7 sounds like a stressful time for you and your brother. Is that your younger brother?
Yeah.
Nah.
So Resident Evil 7.
I don't think I could have played that when I was
is a game that I know, right? So it's a game that I've been meaning to play for years. As you say, he's only 6. For the listeners, he is not 6 years old. He's double that age.
He's older than 6.
So I've wanted to play this game for ages, and for a long time, I don't know why I just didn't get around to it. But it looked cool. I was kind of like, I was expecting Outlast with a bit of Resident Evil injected into it. That's what I was expecting.
Pretty good expectation, in fairness.
And so I was kind of like not, I wasn't desperate to play it because I've played Outlast 1 and 2. Like I'm not desperate for that type of game right now.
Yeah.
Played it. Way better than Outlast.
Yeah.
Way better.
Man, really.
It is.
I love Outlast.
Honestly, it's just. Oh, I was so shocked playing that game by the twists and turns.
Yeah.
Like, it's so violent.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played a more violent game, other than Doom Eternal. But that's kind of like that's make believe stupid violence.
I know Resident Evil's kind of cartoonish in a way, but it definitely feels more realistic and gritty than Doom.
Yeah, so it was kind of everything about Resident Evil 7 was because obviously it's very different. It's much more gritty and realistic compared to the other ones.
Oh yeah, it's just horror.
But its cartooniness came out through its extreme violence. Like it was, I liked it because it was different, but it was the only thing where I was like, okay, yeah, this is Capcom who made this, because otherwise it felt like Outlast. But then you have have you played it?
I haven't, but I've seen the game the whole way through. Same for all Resident Evils. I never play them. I just watch people play them and really enjoy that.
They're really good games.
I might play the next one before I watch it.
I really want to play the next one. So there two scenes. I'll stop talking about RE7, right?
Yeah. There's
a scene right at the beginning where you just have your hand chopped off.
Yeah.
And I was not expecting it. Like, this is like the first, I don't know, hour and a half in, and I was expecting, oh, here we go, you know, Deus Ex Machina, come in, sort me out, whatever. No, you actually lose a hand, and then you have to hold it, and it's just like squirting out blood.
Yeah.
And then not before, but after, you're then given a handgun and you have to use it. So you've got this guy who's just got this, I don't know, horrendously painful arm situation going on, and he has to reload a gun, and he like gets his stub, and like it's so awful. And then to heal, me and my brother were like crying with laughter actually. So to heal, you put like this like liquid on, and it was so funny because you've got this open wound, and he just gets this lotion out and goes. He doesn't even like carefully put it on. He just kind of goes, and then he's fine.
Modern medicine is amazing. Oh, it's so dumb. I love it.
And then the second bit is there's a scene when a police officer actually finds you and you're trying to convince him, and then he gets a shovel right through his head.
Yeah. It's really grim. It's so grim. The proper point of the shovel.
So I've never seen such high quality gore in a game before.
Yeah. They're good at that.
And I was playing with my brother.
Taken.
Sorry?
I really like the direction the franchise has taken.
God, Capcom have basically reinvented themselves across all their franchises.
It was going in a pretty horrific direction. Yeah, they've done good. You really want me to play Sea of Thieves?
I've been playing a little bit. It is a weird game.
Yeah.
It's not what I expected.
Okay. Is it terrible?
It makes you feel like a pirate, and that part of it's really, really fun and cool. But it's also kind of crap. It's like a bit pointless.
Okay, that's probably the last thing you want anything to be.
It's like they made the gameplay really cool, but they kind of bizarrely tried to make the game more accessible, but by doing that made it harder to understand in a way.
Yeah.
There's quite a few reasons for that, and I won't go into them, but it's quite a confusing game, I would say. It's a bit, I don't know, bit of a grind fest actually.
Fair.
I was a bit sad. I still want to play some more though. I was enjoying it for its because the things it does right are really cool. Yeah. Oh, you can get drunk. You can get really drunk as well.
That's pretty funny.
Which is really fun.
Drinking is funny.
Funny.
And then Flight Simulator looks good.
Don't drink and play that.
A lot of fun memes.
Have you seen the obelisks that appeared in Flight Sim.
No.
So because the game relies on location data from Bing,
Yeah.
the way some of the more remote places on Earth work is that they rely on users providing information.
Yeah.
And
I know where this is going.
So people have legitimately just given information. I don't just mean typing in, but also sometimes location data and stuff from people's phones.
Yeah.
All this stuff works to make the world more real. But someone entered the height of a building, and they put a decimal point in the wrong place or something, and because the number they put in was too small, it read that, said it's an impossibly small value, and so it set it to its maximum instead. And so you're flying
Underflow rather than overflow.
It's really weird. So you're flying through this remote Australian village or whatever, and then you've just got this freaking enormous 255 story tall skyscraper,
thin as well.
yeah. It's just this. It's a block. They recognise that there's meant to be a house there, so the width is normal, but the height is just hilarious.
Imagine a huge log cabin with just a teeny roof on top.
It's kind of what it's like.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so dumb.
Yeah.
Good game.
It's good. I need to get a. My stepdad's got a joystick, and he said I could borrow it, so I'm gonna get that and have a go over that.
Full kit.
Yeah.
Just get a cockpit in your spare room.
At one point, and he still might. He wants to do that. He used to be really into flight sims, so
yeah, it would be really cool stuff.
So boring though.
Well, that's that.
That's that.
Jamie's a host of boring and pointless games.
No, I'm kidding. No, Flight Sim's great. It's 16 hours flights on.
Well,
what have you been watching, Jack?
I've watched a whole host of things.
Whoa.
My parents got a free month of Sky Movies, and I visited weekend, so I've watched many Sky Movies, bash them out as quickly as possible. So we watched Incredibles 2.
Nice.
Which I haven't seen yet.
I haven't seen it either, actually.
It was obviously not going to be nowhere near as good as it. It felt like a lot of ideas smushed together.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
It felt like 4 different movies, and it also felt like the villain's motivations made no. It just felt kind of pointless because they said, "Oh, we're only going to make a sequel." Good idea, and it doesn't feel like they had a good idea. It feels like they want money.
Oh,
so that was a bit of a shame. I watched Toy Story 4, which was really good in my opinion. I thought it was better than Toy Story 3. The animation was so incredible. I watched a video earlier about how they simulate different real life cameras and stuff. I think it was by Nerdwriter. And yeah, it's just incredible. Everything looks amazing. I mean, it looks pretty good in Incredibles 2 as well. Toy Story 4 was just another level. And I thought it was a really good film with a lot of... There was one particular moment that was just hilariously heartbreaking. And I loved it. Good film, would recommend.
Nice.
God, I watched more. I watched Extremely Wicked, Incredibly Shocked. That was a pretty okay film.
Jack, can you just go into your Discord settings real quick?
No.
Your audio, it's only started recently. It kind of just cuts out.
Okay.
I don't know if it's to do with you're talking, it cuts out when you get to a certain volume or not.
I don't know. What about now?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Just leave it, and we'll see what happens.
We'll try this.
It's weird because it for most of this time it's been fine. It's just the last 20 minutes or so. It's been a bit weird.
We'll see what happens.
Sorry, carry on. I missed that what you last said completely. So
that's fine. it's a good start to get back into it. So yeah, I watched Extremely Wicked, Incredibly Shockingly Vile and Evil. Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Vile and Evil, which is a Ted Bundy film about Ted Bundy. It's a pretty average film, but Zac Efron is really good in it as Ted Bundy.
Oh, I saw the movie, the trailer. I never actually watched it.
It made me kind of yearn for more dramatic roles from Zac Efron.
Cool.
I feel like he could be maybe a Robert Pattinson comeback story, but probably not. He's probably just going to do.
I feel that. I actually feel that. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool. He's really good as Ted Bundy, which is always fun. And I liked it a bit. Not as much as Toy Story 4. Probably about the same amount as Incredibles 2. And I watched Lady Bird, finally. And Lady Bird is really good.
What's Lady Bird?
It's Saoirse Ronan. Saoirse Ronan, the Irish gal. And it's got Timothy Chalamet.
Oh, yeah.
Lucas. What's his name? Lucas Hedges.
I'll take your word for it.
Beanie something. Jonah Hill's sister, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's just about this girl who lives in a like, she's like California, Sacramento, I think, and it's like set in 2002, which, because no films are set in early 2000s yet. I feel like soon that'll become nostalgic for filmmaking, and films start to be set in the early 2000s.
You're so right. It's definitely happening, isn't it? Yeah.
That's cool. Once people start aging.
Definitely.
Yeah, she's just like a girl at Catholic school. She's quite outspoken. She wants everyone to bird. She's kind of not very close with her mum. They're close, but they like bicker all the stuff. And then she wants to go to a school in university in New York. Blah blah blah. Gets into some drama with boys and friends and stuff. Like, it sounds really standard.
The way the way you're describing it, like the main bullet points, sounds really generic. But I know the movie. Like, I'm aware of the movie, and it looks way better than what that might sound like.
Yeah, it's got really good characters, really good, great film.
It's
and
like, oh, sorry.
I was going to say I also rewatched The Lighthouse, but I won't talk about that because death. But you need to rewatch it.
I have like multiple times. I've seen that movie probably 4 times, I think.
Man, well, yeah, you have me beat. Yeah, always a pleasure.
I just wanted to quickly say I'm not talking about this because I've already talked about this.
That's fine.
But this is all I've watched at the moment. Is This Is Us. And it's same thing with that. Same thing with that. If you describe it for what it is, it's kind of like, but it's just the way it's done.
Yeah. I think there's still a lot of stories to tell about things. It's good stuff. Yeah, another thing I was going to quickly mention, because I don't think I've ever talked before, I've been watching quite a bit of Taskmaster, the TV show.
Interesting.
That's just a really good, what do you call it? Like a reality show? I don't know.
It's more of like a panelist.
It's like a panel show mixed with a game show.
Yeah. It's a very weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's just a great TV show that I feel like it's moving to Channel 4, which is fun. They're really moving up in the world.
Oh, wow.
Channel 4 said to Alex Horne, we don't want you to change anything, just keep doing it exactly as you're doing it. Yeah, it's just a really good show if you've never watched a very quirky, silly British comedy.
I haven't paid much attention to it. I've watched it before, but it's been like a background thing. Yeah. So I haven't really paid much attention.
It's a really easy watch. They tried doing it in America and it just didn't work, and they immediately cancelled it, which I can completely see.
Who hosted?
You are?
Who hosted that?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know if it was it might have even been Alex Horne. No, I don't think it would have been. I don't know. But yeah, it's just a very British show, I think. I don't think you can really...
It's very British.
It relies pretty entirely on Greg Davis and
Absolutely.
companionship hosting.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's a great show. You should check that out if you haven't. What have you been watching, Jamie?
Other than This Is Us, I have to really think about that. I feel like I watched a movie. Oh, I did watch a little bit of a movie. I tried to get my brother to watch. Well, me and my girlfriend tried to get him to watch The Shining.
Oh yeah.
And he stopped watching kind of just before it gets really crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's such a good movie. And that movie is just so unbelievably ahead of its time. Like that is so watchable. And I feel like horror movies, like went away from that, and now they're coming back to that formula again. That style of making horror movies.
Yeah. I feel like horror movies got really jump scary and less psychological.
Yeah,
Getting a bit more psychological again.
Definitely.
Bit more into the mainstream at least. I mean, there's always been psychological horrors, but you know.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, I'm talking more mainstream.
Films like, I mean, I'm thinking Hereditary, and I can't remember the director's name, but yeah, a bit more atmosphere.
Yeah, atmosphere and like arty, but not in a stupid way. In like all the choices that were made artistically in that movie were so purposeful and done so well, and just increased the whole dread of the movie. Like the kid, just the kid on the bike going around and turning corners, like and the end of that wasn't even like that scary, but just dread and it's so good. So, which is what Hereditary does so well.
Yeah,
it makes you feel dread the whole time.
They filmed the hotel in a way so that it doesn't make architectural sense. I don't quite know if I'm describing that right, but like, I don't know, they'll walk through a corridor and then they'll do like 3 left turns, and it'll be in a way where they should be walking back into the corridor they were just in. Like stupid things like that you don't notice, but subconsciously it just makes it a bit weirder.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I need to look that up.
I mean, I know that there's like a book, like an encyclopedia of things that movie did, because Stanley Kubrick was ridiculous and paid so much meticulous attention to everything.
Yeah.
So cool.
For a second, I thought you were going to say, I know there's a book.
Yes.
Yeah. The Shining.
Stephen King.
Maybe give your brother a couple more years. You can maybe focus a bit more and appreciate it a bit more.
No, I know he's definitely too young to appreciate that movie right now, but
good stuff.
So the last thing I just want to throw out before we end this podcast,
go for it,
is I would quite like to know your top 5 games.
Oh man. Right, okay, I've done some thought, but I don't
just bear this in mind, right? Because this applies to both of us. Because this is our channel, we have the power to change our top 5 whenever we please, which I probably will do myself.
When we do, we're going to delete this video. Right, so off the bat, here's what I'm thinking.
Right, what's that? I'm going to get the spreadsheet out. Go on.
Right, different reasons for all of this. The Last of Us 2. Sorry, The Last of Us 1.
Yep.
I do enjoy The Last of Us 2. It's not going on the list. The Last of Us.
Is that number 1?
Are they in order?
Yes, there has to be a ranking system here.
Oh, man, yeah, okay, that will be then. Because, it's great.
Yep.
2, I think I'm going to go for Little Big Planet 2 because of how much time I've spent on it and the classic memes I have.
Such good picks.
Number 3, I think, is going to be Skyrim. Again, because I've spent a lot of times with a lot of memes and it's a buggy mess. Number 4 is going to be Spyro the Dragon because of the nostalgia and it was such a classic. I'd also say ahead of its time, and it kind of got me into video games in general. And number 5, oh my god, I feel like it's a massive cop out, but I feel like maybe Minecraft.
Oh, that's not a cop out. That's a great.
This whole list is kind of going off of time I've spent on games.
You know
I
what's
feel like I'm gonna amend it in future to be just how much I like the games.
you know what's really frustrating?
Hit me.
So both you and Niall, who obviously are the other two contributors to the list,
Yeah.
have thrown out some fantastic games, and I'm
Yeah.
looking at them thinking, damn, like, I could really, like, that's a really good game. Maybe I should just. It's so hard doing a top 5.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at my desktop now and thinking, like Batman Arkham Asylum, that would be up there.
Yeah, exactly. Like that, there's like a top 50.
It's a tough one. I'm gonna. That's top of my head. That's my list. But it will change, and I will gaslight anyone who says it has.
So this is we're gonna finish up. Don't worry. But just before we do, I'll just update you with the current rankings. I'm gonna warn you, this is a mess. This is a mess.
I don't know how to do form.
So the idea, right, is that this is a long-term thing, right? This is going to take a long time, but eventually there will be repeated games brought up. Like, people will have games that they like. It's going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
At the moment, the 3 people who have contributed to this list have all said unique games.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Is
So
the third one you? Who's the third one?
Me.
It's you. Cool.
So I'll read it
None of us
out.
have the same game at all.
Nope.
Whoa.
I know.
Oh, mine is so boring then, because I've said really.
No. That's not the case.
Go for it.
So, again, number 1 is really annoying because there's so many games that I think are objectively better than my choice I put for this one.
Yeah.
But, like, whatever. So I'm just going to read them out to you. So, number 1, and bear in mind, this sheet needs formatting, so give me a sec.
Joint first, surely.
So, yeah. So, joint first is Pokemon Heart Gold,
Yeah.
Mass Effect 2,
Yeah.
The Last of Us.
I'm guessing you said Pokemon Heart Gold.
I did. Second place.
Little Big Planet 2.
Persona 4, Little Big Planet
Yeah.
2, and Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I'm assuming you said Persona 4.
I did.
That's surprising, because Breath of the Wild, I would have thought going on. Yeah.
I know. It's really painful.
Good choice. Yeah.
Number 3.
Yeah.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate,
Yeah.
Halo Reach, and Skyrim.
Yeah.
Number
I'm going to
4.
get to which one's yours, because it's always the first one and it's always obvious.
Yeah. Number 4. Civ 5,
Yeah.
Tower 4 Ascension,
Oh.
Spyro the Dragon.
Yeah.
And
Tower
5th
Man.
is Undertale,
Yeah.
Street Fighter 4,
Yeah.
Minecraft.
Man.
And number 6 is Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
How is there a number 6?
So
Did Noel give 6? And you can bear
No.
to tell him not to.
Noel gave me 6. So each game, the way I'm doing it is that the number 1 gets 5 points, number 5 gets 1 point. So Marvel vs. Capcom 3 has 0 points. So when there's enough entries, it will be knocked off. But at the moment, it's just number 6.
What if everyone picks it? Get bumps up.
Out of nowhere, like, that's number 1's all over the place. It's Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
That one. That's really funny. Maybe we should just do a top 6 for the awkward.
Yeah, that'd be horrible. So that's
My number
that's
6 would be Just Dance 2021.
so that was opening beaters
Sandbox
and
episode 31.
guests top 10 games of all time.
It was Feet Nile. Yeah. And that was Sandbox episode 31.
Do you want to say something nice to end this?
Baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colours burst. Make them go oh oh oh. Goodbye, everyone.
We Fit Trainer. Let's get a good stretch. Stretch those shoulders. Let's stretch our legs. The key is to focus on your balance. Work hard to tone that tummy. Work towards strong, firm abs. That's it. Feel the burn. Let's tone up those legs. When exerting yourself, remember to keep breathing. Good posture begins with a strong base. Let's work on your balance. Don't forget to exhale when exerting yourself. Feel the burn in your thighs and glutes.